Deli with the sauce.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone all across the world. It's your boy Deli G here, back in the studio, back in the lab, and once again, back behind the mic, which means it's time for another episode of the next show. Here we go. So, on this episode, things of nature to discuss will include more Philly trades. Oh, this is we'll get into it, but what Chuck Fletcher has been doing so far to remake up this team has been nothing short of remarkable. So that's crazy. That's crazy. This sudden turnaround. Also, just want to get a bit into some wrestling chatter, just some some stuff that I've seen over the last few weeks for both WWE and AEW. Things seem to be going pretty well. So yeah, that and anything else I can talk about that I haven't talked about in the last episode. So yeah, stick around because here we go. All right, so trades, the Philly trades. So I think on the last episode I was talking about how Shane Gostisbehere had been traded. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, he was a 7D man, whatever, and he was making $4.5 million. I think it was mostly like a salary dump. And the reason why it was a salary dump is because right after that trade, Fletcher goes out and acquires Rasmus Ristolainen from Buffalo. Say what you will about Ristolainen's underlying numbers, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a big body defenseman. He can shoot the puck. He's definitely an upgrade over Phil Myers because he does have a lot of NHL experience, which Phil didn't have, so that's probably why he had to go. Awesome trade. And then I said, I was saying to my buddy Mike, actually, who's a big Red Wings fan. We were just talking a little bit about the flurry of trades that Philly has been going through, and we were talking. I said, like he's trying to get rid of salary, he's trying to bring in defensemen, but he's also he's gonna have to come up with a creative way to ditch one of either or, but hopefully both, of JVR's and Jake Voracek's salary. So once Seattle didn't claim either one of those two schmucks, it was like, oh, okay, all right, now Chuck is gonna have to get creative with having to trade them off and get rid of their salary. Lo and behold, what happens right after Ristolainen? Oh, Jake Voracek traded for Cam Atkinson. Oh, okay. Hey, this is a nice little trade right here. Jake Voracek definitely, he's got a lot of upside as an offensive player for sure, but he didn't play defense, man. He did not play defense for this club. Maybe in the playoffs, maybe in a series against Pittsburgh, when he was actually trying to be a two-way forward, but oh my gosh, Jake, man, God love you, man, but there's a reason why these Philly guys were trashing you in the papers and the editorials and stuff, man, because they obviously were not a fan of how you play defense and back checking for Philly. So not that I agree with any of those guys or anything like that. I mean, to say a line, what was it? Some one of these schmucks wrote that he should have been traded for an anthem singer or something like that. Like that kind of stuff is a disgrace, man. Come on now. We all know the man's got skill, but what he doesn't have is good two-way play. So he'll get you 60, 70 points a season. That's great, but I mean, he never popped in 41 goals as a Flyer like Cam Atkinson has for the Blue Jackets, and he's also not a true right-handed shot right winger, which Cam Atkinson is. He's also not faster than Cam. So I think this is a significant upgrade overall. I mean, we're talking about what? Cam's cap hit is like 5.8 or something, and Jake's is like 8.5. So you shed the salary, you get a true right-handed shot right winger, and you get a guy who's faster and competes on both ends of the ice, having been coached by John Tortorella. So I think that trade is awesome. The fact that we didn't have to, give him any extra picks or anything like that to be like, oh yeah, just take Jake's salary for, 1 or 2 picks. I think that was a stroke of genius. I think the fact also that Jake has 3 years left and we have 4 years left of Atkinson, so a little better control of the contract as far as the team is concerned that way. It's not a massive cap hit, so man, just like I said, if somehow if Chuck Fletcher is somehow able to work around or get JBR's contract off the books, oh my gosh, just give him GM of the year right now, because I'm telling you, like, he's gone. Okay, so either one of or possibly both, and I'm glad it's going to be happening. One of or possibly both. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now on my show. One of JBR and or, here's the name that's coming, and or Claude Giroux are gone. I'm calling it right now. One of or both. Because I'm telling you, man, this is not just sweeping changes just to rebuild the defense, man. He's trying to rebuild the culture. He's trying to rebuild the identity. Okay? And all these other guys from the past regime, man, they're nothing but a failure as far as they're concerned, man. So as far as the new regime is concerned, everybody else in the past is a failure if you haven't won cups. So good on him, man. I love the message that he's sending to the locker room. We're not going to tolerate failure. We're not going to tolerate mediocrity forever. This guy has seen how other teams are building teams and competing and stuff. And even Pittsburgh had a shit team, but they were still able to make it to the playoffs. So what the hell? So what the hell is Philly's problem? You know, they got a good goalie. Obviously, they had a shit defense, and their forwards were lacking. So, yo, man, hey, those guys had dug in. But now we're talking what, 4 starters that are now off of this roster. So you take away Shane, you replace him with Ristolainen. You take away Phil Myers, and you replace him with Ryan Ellis. And then you take away now Jake Voracek and replace him with Cam Atkinson. Hey, not too shabby right there. We can work with that. So that was good, man. I'm telling you, just watch out for it. I'm sure Chuck Fletcher is trying to orchestrate getting Drew out of there, and definitely JBR. Okay, because we need more ice time for the up and coming kids, man. Like, Frost's gonna need his ice time. Ratcliffe's gonna need his ice time. Like, come on, boys. You know what's going on. This is what happens. This is the business of hockey, and especially in a sport of what have you done for me lately. This group of Flyers, just sweep them out of here. Let's go. Sweeping changes, as they say. Well, that's what I had to come to, man. These guys were underperforming and playing lazy at times, man. And you don't want what Giroux and Jake are doing to trickle down to guys like Frost and Ratcliffe and even Sean Couturier, who's probably going to be the next captain after Giroux leaves. So, yeah, that's my take on the whole situation. But again, don't be surprised if he swings a move to get rid of one or both of Giroux and JPR. So look out for that. We'll see if and when that goes down. All right, guys. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to touch on that I didn't cover in the last episode was just the crazy job that all of a sudden Vince McMahon and company are doing in WWE. So vaccinations, yada yada yada. Crowds are starting to come back inside and watch the shows, and so there was the Money in the Bank ladder match that just recently happened, and then lo and behold, John Cena comes back at the end. He just pops up. He starts talking to everybody. Oh my God, I miss you guys. Yada yada yada. Some corny fucking bullshit. But anyways, point being that he's coming for Roman Reigns, who obviously whether you know or not, whether you watch wrestling or not, Roman Reigns is kind of a big deal right now because they finally made that heel turn that everybody basically wanted. But just the way that he's doing it is just so I don't know. It's just so he's taken that heel role and he took that ball and he's running with it hard. I'll put it that way, because he is doing some hilarious stuff with Paul Heyman that, man, it's good to see, man. It's good to see him get a good push and elevate his heel status to even further douchebaggery. So I think it's pretty cool, man. I gotta say. Anyways, John Cena is coming back for Roman Reigns, and Edge came back from out of the fog too, and he wants to take down Seth Rollins, I guess. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I honestly thought he was going to win the title from Roman, but it's just honestly it just worked to Roman and the company's favor, just sort of elevating him more, and then obviously to set up a shocking return by John Cena. That was crazy. And then on the Raw side of the ledger, you got old man Goldberg coming out and challenging the almighty Bobby Lashley. Honestly, I like who said it? Somebody I was reading, somebody said, oh yeah. Bubba Ray Dudley, aka Bully Ray Dudley. Anyways, so Bubba Ray was on some podcast and he's like, he should just flat out been like, nah, it ain't going down like that. You can't just walk out here and demand a title match and then it's gonna happen just because you're Goldberg. No, it ain't going down like that. What he should make him do, what the Almighty should make him do, is just make him run through like 2 or 3 guys first, and be like, all right, you run through 2 or 3 of these guys, whoever it may be, or even guys that I beat already. So he's gonna have to do a match, like an exhibition match against like Drew and then like Kofi and whoever, all these guys that Bobby's already taken down. Like, all right, you got to run through these guys, and if you go 3-0, like just quick matches, just like that, just like when he was in WCW, just bring him out, bring him 3-0, bang bang. All these matches are done in like under a minute. Build them up 3-0, and then all right, now you can come for Bobby's title. But I don't know, man. I mean, ultimately, I think they're just trying to set up like they got SummerSlam coming up. I think would be the next one, and then I don't know, would be the one after that. It should be like King of the Ring or something if they try to revive that. But maybe sometime down the road, I think. Obviously, Bobby Lashley is gonna retain, even if he does like end up facing Goldberg. He's gonna retain the title just to like build him up, like they're trying to do with Roman Reigns, which is a good idea to have like a superstar champ on Raw and one on SmackDown too. So anyway, so what they're gonna try and do is they're gonna try and set up Bobby's gonna retain against Goldberg, and then probably that's gonna try and set up the return of Brock Lesnar. And then if Brock Lesnar comes back versus the Almighty, man, that'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome match. But hopefully, if Brock is planning any sort of comeback, hopefully he's fit and he's in shape, he's good, because I don't want him to come back like looking like some like melted candle has been motherfucker. So if he's gonna come back, do it proper and in shape. Don't try to just clutch on the shit like some people, i.e. Chris Jericho. But that's another subject for another day. I digress, folks. All right, on that note, actually, I want to give a shout out like I always do, except for that last show. So I don't know what was happening with me. Maybe it's because I was so pressed for time. But as always, I want to give a shout out to my baby girl and my wifey boo, Kirsten, and my baby girl, Sophia. So, guys, if you're watching, hugs and kisses. Shout out to both of you. The show would not be possible without you guys, especially you, Kirsten. I love you. Thank you so much for taking care of me. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. This has been another episode of The Next Show. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.